much suspended for this one. That'll move Autumn Weeks and Maddie Ellsworth into the center of the defense. We are underway. A beautiful evening, nice and crisp. You see the foliage in the distance as Duke and Louisville set to end their regular seasons tonight. Duke hoping that a win or a draw will be enough for them to continue into the postseason. They will not be in the ACC tournament, but they do believe that they've done enough to be in the NCAA tournament. 31 in the RPI ratings. They do have 6 losses this year, but all 6 of them to top 25 opponents, including 5 to top 15 opponents.
Well, I think that's an advantage of being in the ACC is you can have maybe not your best season, not make the conference tournament, but still have done enough to be able to have a high enough RPI to be able to make the NCAA tournament.
Louisville's early high pressing here, forcing Duke into a couple errors. Haley Howard fires from distance, and that was collected by Leah Freeman in the yellow goalkeeping kit for Duke. The Blue Devils in the all blue. There's Lucy Roberts, not able to play tonight, a key leader for this Cards squad. A big miss.
Yeah, I think it's a big loss for the Cards. Even when she's not on the ball on the field, her leadership and just command of the field is so strong out there. I think they're going to miss their leadership, and it's going to require a big step up from Autumn Weeks and Maddie Ellsworth, who are playing in that center back position, to be that leader, to fill that void that they're missing on the field.
Louisville going in white tops with red shorts, going right to left. And Casey, let's dive into the keys to this game tonight.
So for Louisville, they have to control the middle of the field. The Cards have got to make sure that they're first to the ball, first to every second ball. They have to control possession in the middle of the field so they can build their possession and be able to then release their wing players to spark their attack. And then they have to have a killer mentality in front of goal. They've done well to create scoring opportunities so far this season, but they just have to have a little bit more bite in front of goal. They have to be willing to do whatever it takes to put the ball in the back of the net.
Duke trying to press forward here on the far side as Grace Watkins is pressing forward. Watkins, the senior out of Manhattan Beach, California, starting out on that left-hand side. And Cards trying to upend one of the upper echelon teams in the ACC to finish this season, as a foul is called on the edge of the area. And that is going to be a dangerous free kick coming up. Your referee for tonight is Sergio Gonzalez. Your assistant referees, Mandy Love and Sean West. And Caleb Perry is the 4th official. Casey, this is in a really dangerous spot for Duke.
Yeah, and it's just a bit of a reckless tackle there from Alexander from behind, and it sets up a very dangerous set piece for Duke. I don't imagine this necessarily being a shot on goal. It'd be a very difficult angle to beat Erin Floyd, but I imagine it being a really good service to the back post, maybe looking for then a shot on target or to redirect it back across the goal face. But regardless, very dangerous opportunity for Duke early on.
It's Rader who's over it, right-footed effort, and it hit the crossbar.
When you have a player on your team like Kat Rader, why not let her have a go at it? And that is a really good look. Erin Floyd scrambling to get over there. Really nice shot. Unfortunate that it hit off the crossbar. But she's one, again, that Duke needs to continue to find offensively and get her some opportunities.
The ACC Freshman of the Year last year, 12 goals. It was fantastic. Number 5 prospect in the high school class of 2022 from Jensen Beach High School down north of West Palm Beach, as Louisville trying to skip through to Fiona Geyser, the Bayern Munich Academy product. So look at Leah Freeman, the senior, transferred from Oregon. And goal for Duke this year. And the Blue Devils just have not been able to field healthy lineups. And Robbie Church was excited about the prospect of getting 2 starters back fully healthy, and then a third in Elle Piper, who's trying to tough it out tonight on a painful but okay to play on ankle. He took a heavy challenge against Virginia Tech. As a result of that, they were able to move Maggie Graham into a center forward role. There's Robbie Church, and he was telling us before the game that they've just had so much trouble scoring goals this year, Casey. They've generated some decent chances. The numbers are solid. They just can't quite find the finishing touch, and he's hoping that putting Maggie Graham, who's normally a midfielder, up into that forward role will help in this last game to get them over the finish line. And then you get 2 weeks off, as you've said, and a chance to go maybe to the NCAA tournament and get healthy while everybody else is beating each other up in the ACC tournament.
Well, having a player like Graham up top is going to kind of draw away some of the attention from Raider there. She's going to be able to drop back and get the ball at her feet, whereas then it's going to free Raider up to be able to make runs off the ball, to find the space in behind, instead of her having to come back, get the ball, and be the creative force. Having Maggie Graham up there, it's going to relieve some of that stress.
Well, let's talk about Duke's keys then, Casey. Tonight, what do they need to do to get the win or a draw and feel like they're in decent shape for the NCAA tournament?
So I feel like Duke has to be willing to switch the point of attack. The Cards have been very difficult to break down defensively, especially at home. So the Blue Devils have to make sure that they're switching the point of attack. When they can't get something on one side of the field, instead of continuing to force it, they have to be willing to switch and go down the other side and then just win. I mean, plain and simple. A win or a tie, and they're eligible to make the NCAA tournament. But in my opinion, I think it needs to be a win. That's going to increase their chances even more so. Tonight, they need to be strong in front of goal, strong defensively, and just get the win.
It's a tall order on the road, but this is a Duke squad that been to 8 straight NCAA tournaments. And Robbie Church was saying, look, I've had teams in his 23 years now at Duke that have not made the tournament, and they were missing things and just really struggled. He said, this is not that type of team. This is a tournament team that we think if we can just get into the tournament, we could probably win a couple of games and be dangerous.
Well, when the tournament starts, it's like a whole new season for that team. It doesn't really matter what happened previously. They've made it to that point. They made the tournament, and now their season starts over. It's an opportunity for them. Maybe if they hadn't had the best games that they wanted, they haven't been able to score, an opportunity to start with a clean slate and begin kind of at day one.
Cards here. It's Karen Ferguson Days and her squad just trying to finish out the year on a high note. It's been, as usual, just a really difficult run. The ACC is just so tough, and I say as usual, it is just an absolute gauntlet for every team in the league. And Louisville having to play a really tough schedule, and the Cards trying to drum up some offense here in the last game after just getting 4 shots off in the last 2 games. They had to play a player down for most of the game against Wake Forest, as we said, but a chance maybe with this young group to finish strong and head into that spring season feeling good about where you're at. And here's Duke on the attack. Raider in. Floyd couldn't decide what she wanted to do. Raider blocked inside the 6. It was Raven Alexander who was able to get to it, and Raider will want that one back.
That's incredible defending there from Raven Alexander. Exactly where you want your defender to go to trail back.
It's still alive for Duke, and just skipped through there. It was Laguerre trying to find a teammate through the middle, and it's another look at it, Casey.
And I love the little touch that she takes, but then she doesn't get her head up to see where Alexander is. It's a nice little touch around Floyd, but then I feel like if she got her head up, she would see Alexander making the run and maybe be able to place that shot a little better there on the shot on goal. But really good defending from Raven Alexander to make that run back, to drop back behind the keeper and protect the goal.
I think Erin Floyd is going to give Raven Alexander some of her candy on Halloween for that.
I think she needs to.
For that block. As the Cards in possession. And Betsy Huckabee there, number 2. A really nice young freshman for the Cardinals. Won a state championship as a senior in high school. But in Oldham County, and has now made an impact here. Scored a fantastic goal against Syracuse. And those are some of the young players. Fiona Geyser, you see her at the top of your screen, number 19 for Louisville, 4 assists this year. Just a freshman, so a young group that has a chance to grow together. So the Cards have been keen defensively so far. This is Floyd just clearing it away.
Duke pressing high up the field there. I like the numbers that they're trying to get forward, trying to push the back line of the Cards. They know how difficult the Cards are to score against, especially when Louisville's able to get set in their defensive shape. They are so difficult to break down.
Here's a giveaway. It's Raider! Just over. And Savina Zambarini trying to carry through the midfield. It was blocked away and set up nicely there for a Raider, but second chance goes begging for Duke.
And I don't think she gets over top of the ball as much as she needed to. She was standing a little bit too upright for it to be able to go down and on target. If she's able to get her body over top of the ball a little bit more and strike through it, she's going to have a better opportunity to get that one on target. But it's a really good chance popping through. She's been able to find some of those half chances of balls slipping through the back line. She's bound to put one of them in the back of the net.
Karina Laguerre has been productive in the early stages of this one, causing some problems for Louisville defensively. This Duke group, a lot of talented sophomores. Laguerre, Raider, Piper out on that right-hand side. Here's Raider again. It's going to be an issue all night. Out on the left side, this is Watkins, still dribbling. And Gonzalez says play on as Watkins went down on the far side.
Yeah, he was waving immediately for her to get up, signaling that he did not think that was a penalty there. It's one of those where I think it would have been a pretty harsh penalty if they gave it. There was some slight contact, but I don't think enough for a penalty. But Duke is really bringing the energy when they come forward offensively, and I think that's kind of catching the Cards on their heels a little bit and having them scramble a bit defensively to see if they can keep up. And here we're going to get another look at it, and as you can see, she cuts in. Alexander's there, and she runs into Alexander, but definitely not a foul. There's not enough contact there for there to be a penalty kick.
And you can see already tactically that Maggie Graham able to move pretty much through the formation as needed for Duke, making her 50th career start. As the Cards get a turnover here, this is Geyser. Trying to dump it back. It almost ended up with Raider. Still alive for the Cards. Morgan Bentley. Howard shifts it out to the left. This is Addie Chester. Tracking it down. It was poked away. And the throw-in coming on this near side for the Cards.
And other than really the shot from Haley Howard, the Cards haven't really been able to get much going offensively or many opportunities.
Howard, that's a good ball in. It was punched away by Freeman. She had Geyser making that back post run, and Freeman has stayed down. That was a heck of a ball in from Howard, and it required a sprawling effort from Freeman.
Yeah, an incredible service there from Haley Howard just to kind of bend it into the path of the run of Fiona Geyser there. Really good goalkeeping, though, from Freeman to come out and be brave there to be the first one to that ball. Very nice goalkeeping. Hopefully she's all right, but it looks like a little shaken up there from the collision with Geyser.
Leah Freeman from Berkeley, California.
There you can see the ball in from Howard, and it looks like Geyser's knee kind of goes right into her stomach as she's coming out to try to punch that one away, and that's never going to feel good, to say the least.
And so you talk about these two teams, and not to harp on it, the goal scoring a challenge. Duke 12th in the ACC, Louisville 13th in goal scoring this year. And both coaches talked openly about those potential problems before the season started. As Karen Ferguson Day saying, look, we had a hard time scoring last year. We couldn't score, and we need to find ways to generate chances. Duke coming in ranked number 4 in the country. And Robbie Church pretty upfront about, look, that we were ranked that way because of last year. And he said this group has just not quite found the finishing touch, but he thinks that it's coming for them. But that's all part of the growth process in the college game as the programs develop.
Yeah, and both of these players are looking towards young talent to kind of build into that role, and it takes time to adjust to the college game as well. It's completely different than high school. It's completely different than club ball, and both players' leading goal scorers are sophomores. Their leading creators are sophomores, and so really have those young talents there being the ones creating the opportunities.
You see the reliance on Rader this year. Just about half the team's goals. Phoebe Goldthwaite scored a great goal to beat Virginia Tech. But Robbie Church saying, look, we felt like we should have been up 2-0 against Florida State in the first half, and they just couldn't finish their chances. As Morgan Bentley thought she might have won a corner, but at least out of it she gets a throw on the near side. Lizzie Sexton, one of those impressive sophomores for Louisville. This is Howard. Now the Cards a chance to build. About 15 minutes into this one, still scoreless, but it slipped by Alexander. The Cards just not really able to stay in shape and work through their build.
Yeah, I feel oftentimes they beat themselves. They aren't sharp enough in their passes. They make silly mistakes like that. They're not connecting well through the middle of the field. They're looking to play more of the hopeful ball over top instead of using their possession to help them build. And that's why I feel like a key for them, like I said, was controlling the middle of the field, utilizing Haley Howard, utilizing Savina Zamborini, having Addie Chester check back in there and receive the ball. If they're able to control the middle of the field, they're going to be able to create better goal-scoring opportunities than when they just lump it forward.
Good defending across the middle from Autumn Weeks. Back to Aaron Floyd. Up to 60 saves this season for Floyd, her sophomore year. Won the job as a freshman and has stayed there this year. Here's Goldthwaite down this right side, but it was a little strong for her. Cagey start for both of these teams. Duke has had a couple of chances through Kat Rader. The crossbar on a free kick. It's hard to believe we've already arrived at the end of the 2023, at least regular season campaign. Get to this point in the year, as Robbie Church said, you're running out of opportunities. So they've got to take theirs, and Louisville relishes the opportunity to play spoiler at home, where they have been difficult to break down.
Not only play spoiler at home, but an opportunity for them to get a really good victory to finish off their season, because with the way that their season will end, they don't really have an opportunity to make the tournament. So a good opportunity to kind of send off those seniors on a high with the good win against a really good Duke team.
Mickey Chico, senior on the throw for the Blue Devils, working with Bailey Brewster. And that falls to Geyser. And Geyser just couldn't get her body wrapped around it.
And Haley Howard, though, being the one stepping in there to win the ball, it falls perfectly to Fiona Geyser, and I think the ball just kind of gets stuck underneath her feet, so she's not able to generate the power on the shot that we need to there. Howard playing it into her, and the touch was just a little bit underneath her. Duke does well to close her down with 2 defenders, but I think Geyser still could have been able to get a little cleaner touch and had a little more power on that shot.
Poor clearance there. It's back with Graham. This is Rader. Now Laguerre back to Graham. Piper back post. And it ran long for Duke.
It's good ball movement, though, from the Blue Devils. Kind of that one-touch passing, seeing if they can break down the cards that way. It's a good ball out wide, just maybe not the quality of service that Duke needed in order to be able to get a successful look on the end of it. But I like the combination play that they're looking to have there when they get in the final third.
This is where Louisville's been able to cause some issues pressing. And another turnover from the Blue Devils in their own defensive half.
And that's a few times now that Duke has struggled with building out of the back, with working the ball from the center backs to the wide backs, just hasn't been clean enough so far.
Bentley trying to play Addie Chester. Ran out on the near side. Scoreless through 19 into 20 minutes of this one so far. This is Chester trying to change that. Addie Chester almost able to poke it through to Betsy Huckabee. Geyser wins it back for Louisville. Zamborini. Chester. Not sure if she was thinking about a shot, but now Watkins has a chance to send Rader. Rader chased down by 2 Louisville defenders and dealt with comfortably.
This game's beginning to open up a little bit as both teams are more willing to send numbers going forward.
This is Watkins. Has it intercepted by Geyser. Geyser doing a good defensive job so far, winning the ball back for the Cards. And now they've got a chance to break. Zamborini. Quite get the right curve on the ball. This is Watkins. Now to Graham. Graham just kind of chested that on. And Floyd was keen to it.
Yeah, I think Graham needs to try to see if she can get a little cleaner touch on the ball and maybe hold it up, try to get either a turn or see if she can hold it up for a player to come that she can lay it off to there instead of trying to chest it on, because where she is on the field doesn't really allow for a whole lot of space for her to try to run onto the ball. So maybe by trying to take a little cleaner touch, she might be able to create a better opportunity.
Haley Howard driving through the midfield for the Cards. Alexander cleaning up after the giveaway. Louisville just not able to break through just yet outside of the Haley Howard ball in. Duke with 2 really good chances so far. This is Sexton from Cincinnati. Zamborini. She'll shoot it from here. It had blocked away. And we're going to get a substitution coming on for Louisville. Victoria Wick, the freshman from Denmark, will come on for Zamborini.
And it looks like they're going to drop Huckabee into the middle of the field to sit alongside Haley Howard there. And Wick is going to push out wide to be more of a wing player or support up top with Chester and Geyser.
Geyser's crossed there, blocked in. And Wick and Geyser brought in the offseason to help those goal-scoring struggles for Louisville. Wick playing in Denmark professionally alongside racing Louisville's Maddie Picorni. It's a good league in Denmark. This is Huckabee. Off to the right side now, Wick. Try to turn back and get a cross in. It's still alive for Louisville. This is Howard. And that just errantly run. I think Weeks was trying to wrap her body around that and send it back in as a cross, but Duke will get a goal kick out of it.
Yeah, but I don't know if a cross was the right decision in that point. They had such good build-up play going on, good interchange between Howard and Huckabee there in the middle of the field, that I would like to see if they could have a little bit more build-up play, see if they can keep the ball, keep possession a little bit longer, move the ball side to side, and get Duke chasing them defensively. They haven't really forced Duke to have to really chase them defensively or do much regards to staying in a defensive shape. So I would like to see Louisville try to possess the ball a little bit more.
And a foul called there in the midfield. As Weeks was trying to drive forward, it's Watkins whistled for the foul.
And it's a good run forward there from Autumn Weeks. And yeah, just a little bit of a late challenge there, a little late slide from behind. That's always going to get called. I think it's the right decision.
Ellsworth out to the right side. This is Alexander. Good combination play from Louisville. Still with the Cards. On this right side, Wick. It's a good ball in. Punched away by Freeman. It's still alive. Chester blocked away. Sexton trying to size up something special from 25 yards. It's still with the Cards. Blocked away. And as Duke having a scramble, a couple loose balls away.
I mean, more great goalkeeping here. It's a beautiful ball in, and Freeman does just enough to get a hand on it to push it away from Morgan Bentley making the run there on the back post. Phenomenal goalkeeping from Leah Freeman.
Robbie Church, very complimentary of Freeman, saying she has been excellent this year for the Blue Devils. She's already shown a willingness to throw her body around on a couple of different crosses into the area that have required a last-ditch punch.
Well, that's what you want from a goalkeeper, the willingness to be brave and make those tough decisions, those tough saves, to come out and really put your body on the line to help your team. I could not be a goalkeeper, that's for sure.
Watkins on the far side ruled off sides as Laguerre did well to shift it over there.
The switching points of attack for Duke has really allowed them to be able to break through and get in behind Louisville's back line. They've been able to exploit the open space on the opposite side of the field.
Louisville 3-2-4 at Lynn Stadium this year. Overall 2-1-1 in the ACC on their home field. Duke very good on the road, 3-2-1 this year. Something's got to give in the Derby City. It's been an entertaining first 25 minutes or so. Both teams now having a couple of chances. Kat Rader hitting the crossbar on a set piece and also having a moment with the goalkeeper, Aaron Floyd, off her line, but blocked away by Raven Alexander. It's been an exciting start to this one. Substitutions coming on here for both teams. Mia Minestrella, the freshman from California, will come on for Duke. She'll replace Elle Piper, who we said was playing on the injured ankle. And then Mackenzie Geigley and Emerson Jennings coming on for a couple of speedsters. They'll replace Morgan Bentley and Fiona Geyser. Geyser playing well here in this first half. But we like Jennings. Jennings is a fast player. And Geigley has caused some problems attacking for Louisville this year.
Jennings is just like a spark out on the field. You know that she's always going to give it her all. She's got so much energy when she comes out on the field, and I think she's really going to make a difference down the right side. The Cards need to see if they can find her and release her into space a bit more.
Freeman having to come out and claim there at the last moment as Geigley pressed her issue forward a little bit. There's Emerson Jennings. Jennings has scored in emphatic fashion for the Cards this year. Here's Haley Howard. And Blue Devils on the hunt for a win tonight. Nice turn from Wick. The throw in one well there by Cameron Roller, the freshman from Texas.
Duke right now, I think the gap between their lines is a little bit too big. They either have players really high up the field or really deep on the field. They're kind of missing that connecting piece in the middle to connect the back line and the front line, and that's why they're being forced to play long a little bit. If they could have a player kind of sitting in that space to be the connection between the two lines, they're going to be able to possess a little bit better from their back line to their front line to create a stronger attack.
And typically Louisville, at least in the ACC, has had to sit pretty deep and defend quite a bit, but the press seems to be able to keep the ball away from those situations for the Cards so far.
Yeah, the Cards have been able to commit a few more bodies forward than we've seen in previous matches, and I think that's what's allowed them to create a few more scoring opportunities, but it also leaves them vulnerable for that quick counterattack, and I don't think Duke's been able to take advantage of that yet so far this game.
There's the one early shaky moment there, a little break in play, and Raider in clear, but since then, Blue Devils have not been able to break through. Possession, Goldthwaite. This is Raider. Shifts it out to that left-hand side. Watkins. 1v1 with Alexander. Watkins cuts it back. Still going. And it was blocked away for a corner. Duke, a chance here coming up.
And Duke has struggled with getting corner kicks in previous matches, so I think they're going to take this opportunity and run with it. A great opportunity to whip a ball in and see if they're able to get something on the end of it and challenge Aaron Floyd.
Devin Lynch coming on for Watkins, and immediately running over to take the corner here. Lynch, sophomore from Naperville, Illinois. Six bodies in the box for Duke. It's a near post delivery. And Haley Howard, I think, just had the wind knocked out of her trying to defend that. That does not feel good.
Yeah, it looks like she took that one straight to the stomach, and that's definitely gonna take a minute for her to be able to catch her breath and get back in it. But a decent service there to the near post. I'm surprised that they tried to go so close to the near post, especially when there's three runners sitting on the far post. I'm not sure if they were looking for Raider to flick it on or what.
We'll try it all over again from the far side. Ball is in. Header won by Ellsworth. It's still alive for Laguerre. Her shot blocked. Service back in is collected comfortably by Floyd.
Really nicely dealt with there by the Cards. It's a good service in. Really nicely dealt with in the set piece, and Duke wasn't really able to do much with that second ball.
Identical shots and shots on goal so far through the first half hour plus of this one. 3 for each. 1 shot on goal each. Of course, I hate that stat because Cat Raider literally hit the woodwork, and that does not count as a shot on goal, but we'll save that for another day.
Yeah,
as
that's
Emma
a whole
Hiscock,
other nice long debate there.
yeah, Emma Hiscock trotting on for Addie Chester here as the clock runs under 13 minutes. Hiscock, one of the seniors honored earlier this season on Senior Day. As the Cards get a throw in here deep on the far side. It's another big weekend for sports here in Louisville. As we already know, well, at least everyone locally knows, the big matchup coming up in football for the Cardinals and the Duke Blue Devils. So
Look at that.
2 days apart.
Look at that.
Never a short supply of big games for these ACC schools. Men's soccer playing Wake Forest tomorrow night. We'll be back here with our pal Joey Lindstrom. Duke back in possession here. Trying to figure out a way to break this Louisville team down. Robbie Church saying, we just don't score energy goals this year. His team has not had the goals that have come from high energy moments, at least to the level that he has seen in the past with other Blue Devils squads.
Well, I feel like that could be said about both teams. I feel like both teams do so well in the build-up going forward, the energy, the efforts there. They do so well creating the opportunities that then they miss out on the best part, the celebration of putting the ball in the back of the net, the celebration of all the work that they did to get to that point. And I think it's just been a frustrating year offensively because they're doing all the right teams, both teams. They're doing all the right teams offensively. They're doing all the right things in their build-up play. It's just that final little piece that's missing, and it's just something that has to click with confidence, with the right personnel. It just has to click.
That was an excellent turn through the middle there from Laguerre, and the referee issued a play on for advantage, and Raider didn't quite have the same ideas as Laguerre there, so a momentary miscommunication that looked like it was going to be a pretty good chance for Duke. Play resumes. It's back in possession. Howard working with Lizzie Sexton. A welcome sight. She's been back for a little while now, but missed 4 games with a knee injury. Lizzie Sexton, the left back. One of the really sharp sophomores on this Louisville squad. That's a nice ball from Howard. Emma Hiscock through the middle. Hiscock tries to get a left-footed strike in, and it's there! Emma Hiscock has Louisville in front with 9 minutes and change to go in the first half.
And it came from another beautiful service from Haley Howard. As we see here, that is just a stunning through ball, perfectly weighted into the path of Emma Hiscock, and an excellent, excellent finish there as she's sliding to slot it into the far post. I really think Leah Freeman should have maybe come out a little bit more to try to cut off the angle. I think she hesitated a little bit coming off of her line, but Emma Hiscock does everything right to slot that into the far post.
A potentially monumental goal here in Duke's season, as the Blue Devils need at least a draw to keep their NCAA tournament hopes alive. And right away they come right back and win a corner here. Hiscock has shown an ability to score tough goals in tough situations. She had a defender on her and got just enough behind it, perfectly placed to that far post. And now a corner coming in from Lynch. And the header was won there from Duke, actually, but it was not on target.
When it looked like Roller was trying to battle with the defender there and get around the defender, so she wasn't able to get the contact on the ball that she necessarily wanted, and it looked like it just kind of hit off of her instead of her hitting the ball, and because of that, she wasn't able to get the look that maybe she wanted to on goal.
Just the second time this year that Louisville has scored against a ranked opponent. And Karen Ferguson-Days coming out of that Virginia game when Louisville did take the 1-0 lead and ended up being a 1-1 draw. Came out of that thinking, gosh, you know, Louisville probably could have won that game. And said something that I heard quite a bit from Robbie Church too, that these teams are both just looking for that second goal. So here's the question. Does Louisville have that second goal in them? Or does Duke have the energy goal that Robbie Church is talking about to get his team back level? Certainly have a lot to play for as the advantage is given there, or excuse me, the foul is given there to Katie Groff, the senior from the Triangle. She's from Raleigh.
Well, I think the other hard thing for the Cards this season has been the lack of ability to finish games. They've been winning some matches and have let teams come back or have given up late goals that maybe they regret later on. So they have to see if they can finish out a match.
And Katie Groff, the player who won the foul, is now down on the far side. Duke has had just a long year in terms of injuries. So the Blue Devils and Cards both will trot over and regroup here as Groff gets some attention.
It's a good opportunity for both coaches to be able to talk to their teams with just 6.5 minutes left in this first half. A few little changes that could be made before going into halftime for the Cards. I think just seeing, they know that the Blue Devils are going to really push in these final 6 minutes, so understanding their defensive roles where they need to be defensively. And then I think for Duke, really talking about continuously pushing forward, that they've been creating chances, but it just hasn't been sharp enough when they get into that final third.
Fourth assist of the season for Haley Howard. Just again, this is such a good angle because you can see the curl that probably did enough there. Yeah, to put off Goldthwaite from being able to get in from the side there and chase it away.
Really good finish, though, from Emma Hiscock to be able, I think her first touch might have taken her away from goal, but she does really well, just slot it completely across the goal face and put that one away. The Cards have just been a team that has continuously fought in matches, and they might not create the best goal-scoring opportunities every time, but they've been finding ways to put the ball in the back of the net through their hard offensive times.
Second goal of the year for Emma Hiscock, and her sixth in her Louisville career. Didn't play in 2022. Had 4 goals and an assist in 2021. And you talk about the challenging schedule both of these teams have had to play this year. It has just been an absolute slog. It is every year in the ACC. We mentioned all 6 of Duke's losses to top 25 opponents, and you look at the stretch for Louisville of the teams that they have had to go up against. It's been tough sledding, but it's not anything new.
No, I mean, that's what you get in the ACC is you get a really good game every single week, and most likely against a ranked opponent. As you just look at the schedule Louisville has had to go through so far, I mean, it has not been easy by any means, but I think in the long run, we talk about making the NCAA tournament, and Duke is kind of in that position to where maybe result-wise they don't make the conference tournament, but because of the difficult schedule, because of playing in the ACC and having that in their pocket, they're able to make the tournament because of things like that.
Look at Duke's schedule too. I mean, this is borderline laughable. I mean, good Lord. Twice playing the #1 team in the country. Of course, the very exciting 1-1 draw against North Carolina. They scored in the final minute of that game, and it was Rader who scored it. Just a brutal schedule.
Really tough schedule.
Just almost laughable.
Yeah.
As Olivia Migley is coming on for Duke to replace Groff. We'll see how that affects the setup here for the Blue Devils. Down under or close to the 6-minute mark of this first half. Louisville in front through Emma Hiscock's goal. And there's a takeaway down almost for the Cards into a transition moment. And we talked a lot with Robbie Church about against Florida State. They felt like they had some early opportunities, should have been up maybe 2-0, at least had a couple of goals, hit the side netting, weren't quite there. And you come into this game, you hit the crossbar, you had the early 1v1 with the goalkeeper, nothing out of it, and then Louisville gets that quick goal, and all of a sudden you're working uphill.
Yeah, and you're battling, you're on the road, you are trying to fight for the rest of your season to stay alive, and you're playing against a team who is very difficult to score on. That makes it really difficult to get looks on target. So Duke really has a lot of work in these final 5 and in the second half to see if they can claw their way back into this match.
That was a really nice job there on the far side to get loose for Duke. There's Rader. And the offside flag was up. It was Migley who did the work to create it. Floyd restarts here for the Cardinals. Last time Louisville was home was a good time. They beat Syracuse 2-1 in a game that felt like a battle, an absolute battle. Bodies on the floor quite a bit in that game, but Cards getting goals from Huckabee and Jennings. Howard through the middle, trying to curl something in there to Geigley. It was just a little off shape there.
Well, it's good awareness from Freeman to come off of her line and collect that one. But Haley Howard's services have just been so good today. She's got such great vision on the ball.
Here's Laguerre through the middle. Now Lynch trying to work it through to Rader, but just not able to curl that run into it. And Floyd able to come off and grab the ball.
Decent idea there, but really good defending from Autumn Weeks to just kind of cut off the path of Rader and not really allow her to be able to make that clean run across that she wanted to in order to get on the end of that service.
done there defensively by Cameron Roller. A friendly hello there from our friends at Norfolk Southern. Familiar sight through the University of Louisville campus. Famous freight rail city, at least historically. As the Colts trying to drive through the midfield, a little strong there from Ellsworth. And the substitution coming on. It's going to be Emma Kate Scroll, who replaces Haley Howard. Howard, the assist on the go-ahead goal for Emma Hiscock. Down under 2 minutes in this first half. This would be a milestone for Louisville. They have never beaten Duke. And what would be the 10th try of this series? We're on the far side now. This is Migley through the middle, off to the right side now. Lynch trying to curl it in. It was a nice little ball through, but Minestrella couldn't quite get that first touch on it.
Yeah, I like the little scooped ball over the top. It's the right idea, but it's a very difficult touch there for Mia Minestrella to have to be able to bring that one down with the defender on her back, running at full speed. So it's a very difficult pass, but I like the idea.
Foul whistled there on Raven Alexander, who's put in a physical shift here in this first half. Down to the final 30 seconds. Duke has had a couple of times this year where they've had a flair for the dramatic late in halves. Running out of time to do it in this one. Down to 10 seconds here in this first half. And almost falling for Minestrella, and then on the far side, it was Chico in the area, but that's where we'll leave things. It's Louisville 1, and the 25th ranked Duke Blue Devils nothing at halftime. Duke needs a win or a draw to stay in NCAA tournament football and football.
I like it. I like it.
And all L-sounding, or L-starting stadiums between Lynn Stadium, Lynn Family Stadium, and L&N. The football
it's a
side
theme.
of things, there you go. It's almost like the city starts with an L. As we're underway here in the second half. Duke wearing the road blues with the white letters and numbers, going right to left on your screen and chasing a draw or a win. Louisville going left to right on your screen, and right away in the attack, the Cards. Falls to Howard, and she crushed that from distance, but it's a bit high.
And if anyone can score from that distance, it's Haley Howard is here. She's got the time and space. It's kind of bouncing a bit, and that's why I think she gets underneath it a little bit too much and sends it over the bar. I think if that's just rolling flat, she might be able to get better contact on it and get it on target like she did in the first half.
A little laugh there between Howard and your match referee, Sergio Gonzalez, in the middle as he trotted out of the way before Haley fired the half volley on frame. And Duke here has to get something. They've had a hard time scoring goals this year. They have had their chances tonight. Let's see if they can find the breakthrough moment. Whether that is through Kat Rader, their all-everything goal scorer with 19 career goals already in just 2 seasons, or one of her teammates can help her out. Good battle on the far side, but Duke ends up with it. This is Lynch, scoops it into the area, was looking for either Rader or Grace Watkins, but it ran long on the far post.
Elle Piper does really well there to get on the end of the ball and keep it in. We talked about at the beginning of the game how she has an ankle issue going on and is playing through it, but she does really well to keep that in. Just a little unfortunate on the cross there in the box that they weren't able to get on the end of it and they weren't able to create an opportunity there.
Duke has just had to battle their way through this season. It's been a struggle at times, according to Robbie Church, but he likes the mentality of this group, and we're seeing it here. Laguerre fires! Left-footed drive there, and that looked dangerous for a moment.
Really good run coming forward there from Laguerre. Just kind of picks it up in the middle of the field and has a go with it. A good little step over, nice shot, just is drifting away from goal, and that's why when she has the shot, it's going too straight instead of angling it back on target. But I like the confidence to pick the ball up in the middle of the field and dribble with it a bit.
Duke pushing the envelope here a little bit as Sexton comes across, but they're still pushing. It's Watkins chasing the ball down in the corner, looking for the equalizer. Back post. Piper not able to get much lift off there. We mentioned the ankle injury sustained in that Virginia Tech win. A 1-0 win, and that was one of the games that Robbie Church was talking about. They got the original goal, the game winner, it turned out, from Phoebe Goldthwaite, but were hunting for that second goal. It never came, and they really had to battle through to get all 3 points in that one. And this time they're having to fight back to get level here.
When I think Duke has changed up their formation ever so slightly, it looks like they're trying to push a few more players forward. They have Devin Lynch sitting higher up the field alongside Kat Rader, and they've dropped Maggie Graham a little bit deeper to kind of help with the build-up play.
Work on that far side through Fiona Geyser. Geyser came off at the end of that first half, but she was a thorn in the side of this Duke back line. And that high press generating some turnovers through the first half for the Cards in the attacking side of the field. Now Duke trying to build forward, but it's a bit long for Rader. Duke, of course, lots of history to the program. 4 times going to the College Cup. 8 straight NCAA tournament appearances. Trying to make that 9. And a win tonight would really help that cause. Piper trying to get that cross in. It was blocked. And now Addie Chester driving through the midfield. She's got Geyser going with her. That's a really good ball unlocking Geyser. Geyser, not really much to work with. It skips across. Chester pushed away, and it fell to Wick there, but good scramble defending from Duke to really prevent anything from transpiring. And now Lynch back in the other direction for the Blue Devils. This game showing some signs that it could open up a little bit.
Well, I think because Duke has moved to maybe more of a 3-back look, it definitely is going to open up opportunities for the Cards to be able to catch them in a counterattack opportunity. But as we get another look at this opportunity for U of L, it's a good run from Geyser, and as Geyser plays this ball back across to Chester, I think Chester kind of misses a bit of opportunity here to lay it off. I think she takes a few too many touches. She has Wick right there. I think she just needs to one touch, lay that off for a nice shot. But by taking all those touches, she allows for the defense to be able to drop in and recover back. So a little bit of a missed chance there.
Just the third time this season that Louisville has had a lead at halftime. They have not lost in any of those games. 2-0 the previous two experiences. I mentioned earlier the goal scoring output with Louisville's goal in that first half. Both teams dead even at 15 so far this season. You have to say this is one of Louisville's better performances of the year so far. I mentioned the Virginia game earlier this year. Perhaps that's a motivating factor tonight. You don't have Lucy Roberts in your team. She scored the go-ahead goal in that game, and Louisville felt like they let that one slip away against, at the time, the number 20 team in the country.
Well, I think Louisville looks more relaxed and more confident going forward offensively, whereas in previous matches they looked a little panicked going forward. So I think there's no pressure on them in this matchup. There's no reason to be stressed while playing. They're going out and playing for fun and enjoying the game, and they're playing for themselves, and I think that reflects in how they're playing tonight.
And to hold on and win this game for Louisville, they'd be doing it without two of their center backs, between Carson Cherry, who's been a reliable center back all year for Louisville. As we mentioned, Lucy Roberts came in as a graduate transfer by way of USF. Veteran leader on this team alongside Raven Alexander. Two key pieces defensively for this Louisville squad. Guys are doing well there to carry through. Huckabee had it blocked away by Lynch, though. It's still working for Duke into the area, and just a bit long. Rader was in the vicinity, but Floyd grateful to clutch that one.
And the thing Duke can't do is panic. There is so much time left in this game to be able to get that equalizer and even a go-ahead goal. So if they begin to panic and kind of lump the hopeful balls in or just kind of boot it long to play, that's when they're not going to be able to get back in the game. They have to stay relaxed. They have to stay committed to their game plan and play the style that they are good at, that they can play, and really stay true to their identity, because it's not call to panic right now that they have to get that goal. They need to stay relaxed in this game, play the style of soccer that they know, and see if they can get back into the match that way.
A deep set piece from a wide spot here for Duke. Trotting over to take it is the freshman Cameron Roller from Texas. It'll be a right-footed delivery. Back post, and Floyd saw it all the way, had to punch it away. It's still alive, fired in by Watkins. What a save by Floyd! Just got her fingertips to it. It found its way through the crowd, and that was on frame.
Well, and that's so difficult. This is a really great service, and Floyd does so well to get up underneath it and punch it away. And here, that shot is coming through about 4 or 5 different bodies. So the fact that Floyd was able to react that quickly, get down and push that to safety is incredible goalkeeping.
Back post punched away again by Floyd. Both goalkeepers sacrificing the body on a few crosses so far tonight. And that has kept it at 1-0.
Well, for the Cards, we talk about how good they have been defensively, and that's how they're really difficult to score on, but I don't think we've given enough credit to Erin Floyd and how good she has been for the Cards this season between the posts. She's been really solid and has had to come up several times big for her team, as she has in these past just like 2 minutes, making all kinds of saves.
All played in back post. And that was bang, bang moment there for Elle Piper. And just for a second, it would have been a really tight angle, but she was free on that back post if she was able to get it on. And you can see the teammates along the sideline for Duke spurring on the Blue Devils.
Because Duke has switched to a 3-back, they've been able to commit another body offensively, and that's really been the big difference in the second half. Is the numbers that Duke has offensively has made it really easy for them to be able to lock the ball in and make it difficult for the Cards to be able to build out or really get any sort of possession going forward. So Duke has really been able to have a lot of opportunities to see a lot of the ball in the second half.
And a foul there on Haley Howard. And Roller is going to trot over to take this one right-footed. Similar position to where she just took one. Louisville gets the first touch. And now Chester. Chance to maybe spring something in transition. Tricky dribbling there. She does well. Here's Morgan Bentley. Does Louisville have the second one in them? And that corner cross, ran a bit long. Freeman over to claim it for Duke.
Well, and I feel like I would have liked to see Morgan Bentley maybe pick the ball up there on the side and have a few dribbles herself. She's got so much pace, and she's so talented on the ball that by maybe taking a few more touches, she's going to allow for other players to be able to catch up and get inside the box instead of just looking for one target amongst 4 defenders.
Stop here and play is Autumn Weeks, slow to get up. And it looks like Louisville is preparing some substitutions here, or at least thinking about it. We've seen just about 14 minutes of this second half. Duke certainly the team trying to get that second goal, the aggressor here, as you'd expect. That's a misplaced touch, or one-time shot, and curled high. A good effort from Katie Groff, playing on a sore ankle from the first half.
That's a really good shot there from Groff. It's off of a missed little opportunity here. A nice little cutback from Grace Watts and a poor clearance from the Cards, and Groff is able to come in and just blast it through, just gets underneath it a little bit too much to send it over the bar. But the Cards are getting ready to make a few substitutions here, and I think what Karen Ferguson-Days is going to do is she's going to put in another center back and going to shift into more of a 5-back defensive look to solidify that back line, especially since Duke has pushed more bodies going forward. They're going to try to solidify the back line and see if they can protect the lead.
And the 2 attacking substitutions are 2 of their speedsters too. You would think maybe trying to unlock something on the counter, put in a good shift in that regard, as Duke has it all to do here in the second half. A half an hour left. Church saying it was admittedly a bit strange yesterday, thinking that that might be the last practice of the season and your last game day of the season today.
Substitutions for Louisville coming on.
It's a significant reality to the moment and the situation for Duke as the substitutions come on. It's Cherry, Jennings, and Geigley. Exactly as predicted by Casey Whitfield, Louisville going to a back 3, or back 5 if it's flat. This right side, Jennings turns on the Jets for a second. Good defending there on the near side by Chico. But it's given away momentarily. Louisville almost able, through Betsy Huckabee, to have something going. Sexton out to the right side, but it slipped under the boot there of Jennings. slamming on the brakes, looking like Maverick from Top Gun, sending the enemy fighter flying. And it's knocked down, booted away finally by Duke, and now Raider gets a chance to return the favor here. It's Duke in possession now, Maggie Graham. Such an important player for Duke, driving through the left side, Laguerre. Here comes Watkins. Watkins, right-footed shot. Just didn't get much power behind it, dragged it near post.
And I think the question for Duke becomes, at what point do you begin to send even more bodies going forward? Because in all honesty, it doesn't matter what you lose by. You have to win or you have to get a draw for your season to continue on. If you lose 1-0 or you lose 3-0, it doesn't matter, because you need to get that win. You need to get that draw. So when are they going to begin to maybe send a few more numbers going forward to really overcrowd the back line of Louisville, to really put pressure on that back line and put more numbers in that box?
Great effort there from Graham to go win the throw-in. Chico crossing in. It's going to run long, and Floyd comes out to claim it. Sexton does well there to stick with the battle and win it for Louisville.
You're going to begin to see Louisville taking their time on the restarts, trying to slow the game down as much as they can, eat up a few seconds on the clock with each one. So Duke has to make sure that they're limiting the number of restarts that they give the Cards, the number of fouls, the number of times they hit out of bounds, because that's just opportunities for Louisville to eat that time off the clock, to watch precious seconds tick off.
And Autumn Weeks goes down, winning the foul there. First look at Carson Cherry. Cherry was an incredible basketball player in high school. Cards just happy to keep passing the ball around and moving the Blue Devils deep into their own defensive territory. Out to the right side now. This is Alexander, one of the leaders of this team. Jennings. And just booted away by Brewster on the near side. Lots of time left for Duke to get one back. But also lots of time for Louisville to add if they want to. Lovely sign for Autumn
I love it.
Weeks.
A little clever sign there. Good play on words.
And Louisville is going to get a set piece opportunity here from the right flank.
This is a really good set piece opportunity for a ball whipped into the box. I don't think this is an angle for a shot. I think it's definitely going to be the proper angle for a service into the box, but you got some really good ball winners in the box, especially one that is subbed on in Carson Cherry. She's very good in the air.
Maddie Chester over it with Emerson Jennings. Jennings the runner. And the referee has blown the play dead as Louisville, frustrated with Gonzalez there for that whistle. It was part of their set piece routine to have the fake free kick. This time it's low in and blocked away. It fell to Huckabee. She could hit it from there, but instead it's won away by Laguerre. And now Watkins trying to spring loose down the left. Duke doesn't quite have the numbers just yet. And they'll build through the midfield now. Trying to work through to the right side now. Lynch shifts it into the area, cleared away by Cherry. Still alive for Duke. And Haley Howard disruptive enough to keep it out of play there. Duke dodging a little bit of a bullet there as Geigley almost able to sneak through.
Well, I think Duke has to be a little bit quicker in their transition there from defense to offense. They were able to spring Grace Watkins there on that left side, but no one was out there to support her. She had one player with her, and the Cards were all pushed forward for that set piece. And so Duke has to realize that once Louisville gets set in their defensive shape, they're so difficult to break down. So they have to see if they can transition a little bit quicker. As here, the referee is going to give Duke a little bit of a blessing here by stopping the clock, and he's telling the Cards right now, like, I'm going to stop the game if you continue to waste the time, which I think is proper officiating, because if you're already wasting time this early, which I understand trying to shave a few seconds off the clock here and there, but you have to still do it with some sort of urgency, and right now the Cards are taking full advantage of eating time off the clock. So now I'm assuming once we have a stoppage of play, the ref's going to try to stop it to keep this game as competitive as possible.
Ball lofted in, wanted away by Louisville's defense. Game very different at the collegiate level, as you likely know. Clock a true 45 and 45, and the referee will blow play dead if needed. Stop the clock as Jennings dribbling through a bunch of Blue Devils. Howard trying to spring Lizzie Sexton on the left side, and Sexton gets fouled in the process. More time ticking away. It was a hustle play from Lizzie Sexton on the far side.
Lizzie Sexton has just been so good for the Cards. They missed her there. Well, she was injured for a bit, and there, Elle Piper just kind of shoving her off the ball, pushing her away. Absolutely a foul, but a good opportunity for the Cards. And I don't think Louisville's going to be willing to send as many bodies forward, because like I talked about earlier, when they did send a lot of numbers forward, was getting caught in the counterattack. They cannot risk giving up the goal and letting Duke get back in this game. So they're going to have a few more numbers, sit back, and maybe not commit as many numbers forward offensively.
Freeman trying to spring something the long way. It falls to Watkins. This is Rader with some space, tries to curl it. Just missed the far post there. I actually think it looked like a bending attempt there, but ended up tailing off for you. Wrong bend on it. Just wide.
Yeah, it looked like she just kind of like sliced at the ball there and really didn't get the contact that she wanted to be able to put it on frame. I don't know if she was trying to go for power or placement or trying to bend it around Floyd there. It looks like she was kind of caught in the middle of the two here.
And the referee now, Sergio Gonzalez, coming over to talk to Karen Ferguson-Days. Ferguson-Days has been at it for a long time. Her 24th season coaching Louisville, 23rd season for Robbie Church, so a couple of longtime coaches. Seen a lot of soccer in their days.
So Karen Ferguson-Days just yelling at her team, keep the game moving or you're going to get a card. I think what the referee was going to talking to her about is that, you know, I understand you're trying to slow the game down, but you're going from side to side with a goal kick, taking the time off here. And again, he's just trying to keep the game competitive. And so now it comes that tricky balance of making sure that you're taking time off the clock, but then being smart about it so you don't get that yellow card for delay of game.
Watkins alone trying to work her way through with some magic. Almost scored on that one set piece that fell to her. Really the save of the night for either goalkeeper. Aaron Floyd poking it around the post. That was Duke's best opportunity here in the second half. Kat Rader hitting the crossbar in the first and having a 1v1 with Floyd in the first 45 minutes. This is a great race there. Look at Graham making up a ton of ground quickly. Now Watkins. Back post delivery, knocked down, and cleared away by Louisville. How about the speed there from Maggie Graham, digging deep to go chase that ball down.
Like Maggie Graham really came out of nowhere, and Raven Alexander is not slow by any means, but she blew past her and made her look slow. It's a great run forward from Maggie Graham.
The senior from Atlanta, not about to go out without an effort here, as a goal kick is won for Louisville. Duke trying to drum up some magic here late. Couple of players playing on sore ankles between Groff and Piper. There's Groff trying to shift it through to Laguerre. Chico does well to keep it alive. This is Watkins. She's been bright in the second half. Graham trying to find Rader through the middle. Rader wins a corner out of it. Good defending coming across. No, it's a goal kick for Louisville after it bounced off of Rader the second time.
It's a good little through ball there from Maggie Graham trying to release Kat Rader there. Kat Rader has not been able to really get on the ball much as we get another look at this. It's just a little bit strong there. And as we see the deflection, she tries to play it off of her and it came right back off. A little unfortunate for Rader that she wasn't able to get that corner.
That's an easy whistle there for Gonzalez. As Haley Howard didn't quite sense Chico coming, she'll get a yellow card for that.
Here as we get another look at it, Howard just has a late touch, or has a bad touch, and then because of that just dives in late and commits the foul. I think it's because it's a late challenge is why the yellow card was given.
Set piece delivery back post. Header won by Autumn Weeks. She has had a really good game tonight for Louisville.
She's really stepped up in the absence of Lucy Roberts and being that kind of ball winner, being a leader in the defensive part of the field.
Substitution coming on for Duke as Kat Rader is going to come off here. And Mia Minestrella is going to come on.
I imagine it's just an opportunity for her to get a quick rest. I bet 3 to 5 minutes or so she can catch her breath, get some water, get a break really quick before coming on for the final few minutes for that last big push for Duke.
the far side for the Blue Devils. El Piper slow to get up, and you look at the top six. The Pitt Panthers leading Virginia Tech. That is a game that is critical to the ACC tournament.
Yeah, Virginia Tech really needs a win in that instance to see if they can push and make it into that top six. It's kind of a fun little finish there to see who's going to be playing in the ACC tournament for those last few teams.
We saw Florida State earlier this season in Louisville. It's a really tough team as always, the Seminoles. Duke still driving forward, trying to find that one moment to get back to level pegging. And that was last touched by Chico. Down under 15 minutes to go. 12 shots for Duke in this game. 2 shots on goal. A third hit the crossbar in the first half. And a potential big moment here for this Louisville team if they can hold on to this lead. Ellsworth trying to switch fields out. Nicely done there from Chico. And Louisville able to win it back. So much winning tradition for these Blue Devils in this program, as Howard's got to be careful. It's already on the yellow. Foul there. And then Hiscock whistled for standing in the way of that restart.
Yeah, and she's got to be careful because that could be a yellow card as well, delaying a restart. So just needs to be careful with that as the refs making sure that this game is played to its fullest.
This is Watkins. Surrounded by 2 Louisville defenders. And Watkins is going to be called for the foul there after having the ball won by Alexander.
And here Watkins, Raven Alexander does really well to position herself in front of the ball, and Watkins just kind of pulling at her. That's kind of a tough call because I think both players are tugging at each other, but I do think Watkins was pushing a little bit more on Alexander there. But again, Duke has to see if they can limit the number of set pieces that they're giving the cards.
On the far side now, this is Minestrella. Poked away there by Huckabee. Down under 13 minutes. A couple of substitutions ready to come on for Louisville. A trio of starters after getting some rest. And what a way to finish the year this would be for Louisville. And Duke wants to make sure it has its final say in this one. Brewster trying to switch it out to the left side, or right side, excuse me. Piper. Right-footed ball in, skimmed on, and that's going to run out for a goal kick, and that had some venom coming into the area. As the substitutions back in, it's Zamborini, Geyser, and Chester on for Hiscock. Jennings and Geigley. train rolling through here as Duke trying to keep its ride rolling into the next month. NCAA tournament a couple weeks away. But they need at least a draw to have an argument for the tournament. They have good computer numbers.
It's really nicely done there from Autumn Weeks, just being so patient on the ball, just shielding it, holding the play up, waiting to see what her option is. When she realizes she's got two defenders on her, she tries to spin it and draws the foul. It's really, really smart play.
Sprung out through the middle, Minestrella chasing as Ellsworth does well to just sweep it away. Still no Kat Rader. I'm guessing she will have her number called shortly to come back on. Duke still looking for something, and this time Floyd able to comfortably hold on to it.
Well, Maggie Graham has pushed higher up the field for Duke. I would like to see them try to release her so she can use her speed a bit to get in behind that back line and see if she can create a little one-on-one opportunity for herself.
Almost taken away there from Geyser. A lot of work has been done on this left side through Watkins. She was looking there for Minestrella, and it ran a bit long, under 10 minutes in this one. Louisville got the 35th minute goal from Aaron Floyd. Or excuse me. Aaron Floyd has the ball in her hand. Emma Hiscock with the goal scorer. Haley Howard on the assist for Louisville. Duke just looking for that moment of magic. Into the area. This is Watkins, held well there by Floyd.
Really unselfish play there from Maggie Graham, though, at the top of the box. I almost expected her when she receives the ball here because Autumn Weeks had fallen, and I'm not sure if she knew that. I think she could have turned and had a look at goal herself, and she was a little bit more square on, maybe had a little bit better of an angle, but it's a decent look from Watkins. I think she's trying to bend it to the far post, just doesn't get the power that she needed on it to beat Floyd.
Lizzie Sexton has been immense tonight for Louisville. Coming inside, defending from the fullback position. Down to 8 minutes for Duke. Nice little move there from Laguerre, and then she is fouled. That's going to be a yellow card.
Absolutely a yellow card on Zamborini. No question about it. Yeah, it's a great little turn there. Pull back with a touch, and then Zamborini just comes in and hacks her. Absolutely a yellow card, no question about it. And I think Zamborini knew it as she was running off, but the right decision there from the referee.
Really nice move from Laguerre, the sophomore from Florida. And a set piece chance here. Robbie Church talked about it. Maybe set plays are a difference maker for them tonight. It'll be a right-footed delivery from Roller. Looking back post, it's curling into a couple different runs, but it goes long. And a goal kick coming for Aaron Floyd.
It's not a bad service there to the back post. It might have just been a little bit high for anyone to get on it. As we get another look at it here, it's a decent service, gets underneath it, but I think she lofts it a bit too much, so it allows everyone to be able to get back in time. I think if she drives it a bit more, then she might have a better opportunity of connecting with one of her players.
This is Roller. spur Duke forward. A heavy touch there. But Duke able to retain possession. Blue Devils just trying to solve this Rubik's Cube. The Cards have just made it difficult to find a way through so far. Here's Haley Howard. It's 3-on-3 if they want to push for it. Chester, the overlapping run to the right. Good defending there from Gruff. And Groff wins the goal kick. So nicely done there from Katie Groff, playing on the sore ankle. Another substitution coming on for Duke. It's Kiera Clemens. And the Blue Devils just trying to find the right combination here late. Zamborini. Now Raider. Just trying to spur this team forward in some way. 6 minutes to play. Louisville hoping that Emma Hiscock's goal in the first half ends up being the second game winner that she has scored in her career. Raider again on the ball. Just trying to get free. Out to the far right side. Piper, ball in, blocked down. Laguerre, Clemens, not dealt with. Laguerre, deflected, and it's going to be a corner for Duke.
A little shaky moment there inside the box for the Cards. But here, I think Clemens takes the wrong touch with her right foot. I think she's let that come across her body and have a one-time shot with her left there. Duke's able to get the set piece, but they have to see if they can generate something from this. Their previous corner kicks, they haven't been able to really get a solid look on goal, so they need to see if they can send in a good ball and get a nice header on goal.
Elle Piper, the corner taker. Punched away by Floyd, a flying punch. Roller keeps it in and wins the throw for Duke on the far side.
Aaron Floyd has just been so good tonight. I mean, that punch right there really was incredible to come out like that and be able to make contact when the rush of players inside the box. Really nicely done. That's a pretty silly foul there, but here we're going to get a look at her punch coming out and reaching over top as Clemens is making the run in to try to head that one in the back of the net. She has just been so good tonight.
Duke through the lines. Raider trying to hold up play, see if she can get some assistance. Chico, Clemens. Knocked down to Chico. Chester coming back to help for Louisville. Now Geyser. Happy to eat up some time here and take some space. Groff finally comes in and wins it, and it's going to be a yellow card given to Geyser, an easy one for tugging on the jersey.
Geyser does well there, though, at the beginning to pick up the ball and just start dribbling at pace towards the corner to eat up the time on the clock there. And here she's got 3 defenders on her. She gets a little bit frustrated, grabs the jersey of Groff and just pulls her back. It's an easy yellow card, like you said, and now Duke has an opportunity to see if they can send some numbers forward and get that equalizer.
Clemens and Laguerre not on the same page there. To the 3-minute mark, and a foul called on Roller, and she's going to get a card here for arguing. Nope. I thought it was coming, but I guess not.
And Roller does well to shield to begin with. Oh, honestly, I'm not sure about that one. I think it's just a good 50-50 challenge. I think Roller has an argument there. I think both players just going for the ball, and I think Geyser does well, though, to draw the contact and to draw that foul, but looking at it, it looks like it's just a nice 50-50 challenge.
Chester coming down with it off the restart. The ball's knocked away by Duke. Minestrella on the field. And the referee now calling for the substitutions to come on. Victoria Wick and Emerson Jennings coming on for the Cards. Geyser and Zambarini will come off. 2:44 on the clock. Duke does have a flair for the dramatic this year. They got the late equalizer against their arch rivals, North Carolina, with 1 minute on the clock to tie it up 1-1. Do they have that moment of devil magic in them? They've put 15 shots in today, just 3 of them on goal. Or does Emma Hiscock's first half goal stand up as the game winner? First step is just getting it out of their own defensive end if you're Duke.
Yeah, and frantic clearances like that, while you think you're being helpful, really aren't what you need, and then giving up fouls as well. More additional opportunities for the Cards to slow the game down.
Duke thought that Louisville might put the free kick into the area, but the Cards were just happy to restart the clock. And the clearance played into a sea of white jerseys. That's not going to help Duke in any way. Now they've got a chance here on the throw to build something. 1:40 to go. Going for the long throw to Rader. Cherry wins that. Second ball. Just trying to get it forward, Duke. Falls back to Emerson Jennings. Jennings trying to play through to Chester. Brewster coming across to win it. And Chester is down as the referee blows the play dead. 1:18 go. And I think he thought Chester was injured for a second there.
Yeah, and I think it's just a good challenge there. It's a great tackle as Brewster comes in and gets the challenge all right. And I think because of the way that Chester was laying and was slow to get up, that he thought that there was an injury, but I think it's the right call.
Chico chased that down to keep it in. Down to a minute to go. Brewster giving chase. And she got a little nudge there from Jennings. Looks like she's cramping. 51 seconds to play. Duke, as we've said, they have to at least get a draw here. You cannot be considered for the NCAA tournament with a losing record. A loss here tonight would drop them to 6-7-3 and snap an 8 consecutive NCAA tournament appearance streak. Leah Freeman will restart it for the Blue Devils. A season hanging in the balance for Robbie Church's team. Header won by Louisville, and Jennings trying to drive forward, has it poked away. This is Laguerre. Header one from Louisville. Now Chester. Jennings trying to just poke it away. Through the middle now, this is Watkins. To the edge of the area, Watkins. Right-footed, back post. She had Rader in the clear on the back post, but it was just a bit too hot coming in. And that is going to be the last gasp for Duke. It was a real opportunity for their top goal scorer, but Louisville is going to hang on to upset the number 25 team in the country. And both of these teams' seasons